Welcome to your Wellspring Wednesday. My name is Sara, a certified trauma recovery coach with Full Circle Wellspring. There is no one-size-fits-all healing process designed for trauma survivors. The truth is, each of us has to individually tap into our inner wellspring to find a regimen that works. These episodes are dedicated to finding, exploring, and using those inner resources that I believe all survivors have in order to live their best healed life. Let's get started. Today's topic is time. Time heals all wounds. The end. Episode over. Go out and just wait for your healing to come magically to you. All right, excuse the sarcasm. Listen, I find this statement to be personally unnerving and a bit offensive, actually. I don't think that the Greek poet 2,000 years ago, who seems to be the author of this, meant it to be hurtful. In fact, I think he probably meant it for good. It was like a soothing salve to help others get through their difficulties and their losses and grievances. I get the heart behind it, but I just don't like this statement. Not that it doesn't have some truth. As you remember from episodes called nearsightedness and objectivity, there is a quality to time and distance that allows for your mind to expand outward, to even be receptive to healing. That is true. I agree with that. However, it's not just some magic wand that waiting 15 years after sexual assault that you'll be wound free. Just like there's not a prescription out there that says add 17 months after you leave your abusive mother's home and you'll be cured. In fact, beyond the original trauma, we know that trauma survivors, especially from childhood trauma, are much more likely to have reoccurring traumatic relationships and have more reactionary triggers to new traumas like the death of a friend or a car accident, and that they're more prone to addictions, crime, and other coping skills that actually shorten our lifespan. So should we really be waiting around for time to fix all of our woes? I know this sounds dramatic, but as years go on with unhealed trauma, survivors are still suffering the after effects. They're struggling to keep the hope, and they can become more isolated, away from treatments that can help as their days go on. So for some survivors, there is a desperation. In the practice of IFS, like I spoke on weeks ago, strong protectors are working hard to keep the vulnerable, exiled inner children inside of the survivors protected from pain and more suffering. So as time goes on, a protector that has a lot of trust issues, for example, will only be proven right again and again as people fail them and the world remains scary. Ultimately, they're doing a great job protecting the exiles inside, but they're doing a disservice to the system as a whole. So as time marches on, these protectors may indeed become more and more resistant to help. And another protector who might be, quote, tired of the trust issues, they can come and cover the original protector. So now you have an inner child who was taught that people are scary from their original abuser, a protector who works really hard to keep the exile safe by not allowing it to trust anyone, and then another protector who layers on top of it, who is sick and tired of not trusting and then getting hurt. Then the self itself is sick and tired. And yet here they are, days just marching on, and it can seem to be getting worse. Again, I know the author of the saying meant well. I just feel the need to add on here that no matter the trauma, time is just one of the players in this game. It's what you do with the time that matters. Even if it wasn't childhood trauma, this can be true. So let's say you're in a really terrible accident and you lose the ability to walk. You wouldn't just sit in the wheelchair waiting for time to heal your legs. You would work hard with PT and special treatments and therapies, and with time multiplied by a lot of work and tons of pain, you could relearn to walk again. Let's also say that there are no therapies that will help you regain your ability to walk. Now you really are just sitting in your wheelchair, but it's still about what you do with the days after that reality. So it's going to take time to rebuild self-confidence. And that's only after accepting the truth and dealing with the grief of the loss of your legs, as well as the freedom that goes with it. It takes time to allow others to take care of this new dependent you. And it also takes time to work on these small ways where you can learn, maybe regain some independence, even in your new condition. That is time multiplied by work and tons of pain again. Same is true for all type of survivors. The truth is, here you are, you're a survivor. So let's stop and take a moment just to applaud that. Next, what can you do with your time post-trauma to work on your healing? What's the next right step for you? How are you manifesting your healing in the time you've been given? Do you need to allow yourself to be angry at your abuser? Do you need to forgive yourself and recognize that you're not even to blame? Can you learn to be okay with your after effects that trauma gave you, all the while working to supplant some of the maladaptive coping skills with new healthy ones? Are you ready to try some modalities of therapy? Are you at a place where having a coach is right for you? Have you allowed yourself to grieve someone you lost? Have you sought out help for your addiction? What do you need in order to be successful at a new relationship or a career move? Are you happy in your current living situation, or do you need to make some changes? Have you designed a regimen of self-care and accountability to help you along the way? Time multiplied by nothing is nothing, but time multiplied by hard, arduous work is healing. Time alone can't heal all wounds, but time and doing the stuffs that can heal all the wounds. Because I know that eventually, with enough time, patience, work, and support, you can heal. If you need a hand, reach out and let me know. Keep on keeping on. Time is marching on, and so come the opportunities to heal and return to your authentic self. You are doing amazing. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of Trauma Survivorhood. This has been written and created by your host, Sara, a trauma recovery coach. For more info about me, trauma recovery resources, or to check out our support groups, classes, free survivor circles, private coaching, and more, visit www.fullcirclewellspring.com. Schedule a complimentary 20-minute discovery call to see if coaching is right for you. For the latest info on schedules and updates, follow us on Facebook at Full Circle Wellspring. All other media, social links, blogs, and show notes are posted in the episode guide below. Until next time, be well, survivors.